So before we get into the topic of this video, I'd like to say that I do enjoy Code Veronica as a game. I have nothing against it. I think it's a great game. But, with that being said, recently we've had leaks. That Code Veronica is getting a remake. And I'm here to explain to you all why I don't think that's going to happen. So if you've been around on the channel for a few months now, you probably already know about my theory as to what direction they're going in with the Resident Evil franchise, but if you haven't heard yet, I will explain it. Basically, I believe that there are two possible outcomes for the next Resident Evil game. Resident Evil 9 or Resident Evil 5 Remake. Now my reasoning for thinking it's one of these two, I'll explain 5 Remake first. If they remake 5, then they have all the important characters that are still living with RE engine models at this point. They will have Sheva and then 5 Wesker, as well as 5 Chris. We already have Chris in 8 and we have Wesker in 4. But the main takeaway from that would be Sheva, as well as the fact that more than likely it will have a mercenaries mode that has Rebecca and Barry in it, which would basically give us all the important characters in the series leading up to this point in the RE engine. And so if they do a 5 remake first, then that practically, in my opinion, guarantees a Resident Evil 9 Death Island type of game where it's like a big climax, all the characters get together for one final fight. The reason I think Code Veronica doesn't have a place there is because you would get no important models or no important real story from Code Veronica other than Chris and Wesker's little, their little duel or the game that really started their problems together, the grudges that Wesker holds against Chris, and vice versa. I think that's the only important thing they could gain from that game. But other than that, and granted that is a very important thing, but I think a lot of people just already know that Wesker and Chris are enemies, right? Another reason I don't think Code Veronica Remake is going to happen is because why didn't they do it before 4 Remake? If they were going to do it at all, right, what game came out after 3? Code Veronica. What game came out before Resident Evil 4? Code Veronica. Why would you remake 3 and then go to 4 and then go right back to Code Veronica? Here's what I think, alright? The best chance for Code Veronica to get a remake that would make sense would be remaking 1, then Code Veronica, then 5. Because that's where it all started. 1's where it all started. I don't know how they go about remaking a game that's already been remade, but I assume it would be just like how they've done all the other games up to this point. But I think that's genuinely the only possibility, unless they release another game before they release Code Veronica X. That's really what I think they would do. But I just don't see a Code Veronica remake happening. It really just has no place right now. It makes no sense. And I'm fully expecting this to make a lot of people upset, because I know whenever the 4 remake was being leaked and people were saying it wasn't happening, I was furious, because I was like, man, I love this game. This is my favorite game. Want this to get remade. Luckily it did, and I know there are a lot of people that love Code Veronica a whole lot and want it to be remade, but I think it's just not logical right now. It just would not make sense. I think if they were going to do it, they should have and would have just done it after 3 remake. But, of course, people are wrong, I could be wrong, and they could drop a Code Veronica X remake trailer, in development announcement tomorrow, for all we know. But I think the Code Veronica X remake leaks are a little less trustworthy than the Resident Evil 9 leaks, because it just makes more sense and can be better understood and expected that Resident Evil 9 is on the way, because we've been waiting for 9, right? We had a remake of 4. It's been a while. since they did the DLC for Shadows of Rose. There's been no real new main stuff in the story going forward up to this point, even with the movie Death Island taking place, I believe, in between 6 and 7. So, I think it's only logical that the next Resident Evil games in the franchise will be either a 5 remake, which I think would confirm a climax game with all the characters being 9, or they just go up to 9 and, we'll see what they do from there. But I hope you all enjoy. As always, if you did, hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Stay safe, stay warm, it's getting cold out there. And stay tuned, because there's a lot of stuff on the way on the channel. Lots of big stuff. We're working on a Discord right now, hopefully going to have that out soon. But yeah, take it easy, y'all. Peace.